Hello, my name is the Red Gremlin, otherwise known as Gremmy, and this is an Albion Online video. Albion Online is an MMORPG where you get to do whatever you want. There's a ton of opportunities to do all kinds of things in this game, but why would you do anything other than what this game really is, which is a fishing simulator? You can go and catch fish, and there's an in-game market where people will buy the fish from you, and you can just keep making tons of money by going out and catching fish and selling it. A lot of people in this game don't like fishing for a few reasons, so I wanted to address some of those things, but really what this video is an introduction to fishing overall. I want you to have the best start that you can in fishing and to understand how to fish, what you need to fish in this game. So without any further ado, let's get started and get you out there fishing. To get started fishing, you need to make a character and go through the tutorial. You can find other people on YouTube who will give you a general introduction to Albion Online, how to get through the tutorial, and how to understand what's going on in the game. This is specifically a fishing guide. So what you're going to want to do is go to your nearest city. It doesn't matter which city you go into, any of them work for this fishing method that I'm about to show you. Go into that city, use some of your starting silver that you're able to get from the tutorial, or sell your stuff that you got from the tutorial, and use that money to buy this, a tier 3 fishing rod. Also buy a ox, just a tier 3 ox, and buy a double-bladed staff. Hopefully you went through the tutorial, you used a bow, and then you can buy a quarter staff, use some of these tomes of insight to level up your quarter staffs. You get a double-bladed staff. And this just gives you tons and tons of mobility to run away from people who want to try and kill you, which is all you care about as a fisherman, as you're going to get into later levels. Now you have your tier 3 fishing rod, you can start your tier 3 fishing experience. You do not need any food. You might see that I bought a pork pie and I used a pork pie. It's just not worth it. I wanted to see if it was, it's not worth it. It doesn't increase how much fame you're gonna get, and all that matters during this time is not money, but the fame that you get. So we're gonna take this gear and we're going to head out to a tier 3 zone with a bunch of water. So we've made it to a nearby tier 3 map. It has a decent amount of water on it. We could be fishing here for a decent amount of time, but we won't need to. We won't be here for too long, I hope. And we're just going to get over to some water and start fishing. What you want to do if it's a new account is at this point use your premium. This will last for the next 3 days, and while premium is active, it will drastically increase how much fish you will get and how much fame you'll get. It's just really, really good for doing this early on. Another thing that you will want to be doing is go to your Destiny board. The tutorial should have introduced you to this. On your Destiny board, that's where all of your experience is. That's your skill tree. And there's a skill tree specifically for fishing. You need to go down there, activate quick learning, turn it off for everything, and only have quick learning on for fishing. This means that you will be spending learning points. Learning points are a special little resource in there that will make it so that you level up your fishing quite a bit faster. And with that out of the way, we can now move on to some basic fishing mechanics. So what you're going to want to do is hover your cursor over the water. You can tell that it's over the water with that fishing bobber. You hold down your left click to cast it. The longer you hold down, the farther it goes. Then you wait for the bobber to go into the water like I did here, and then you can just click your left click down again, and you start this little fishing mini game. As you left click, the fishing bobber in that game will move towards the right. If it goes too far to the right, you will lose the fish. If you let it go too long, you will also lose the fish. So you want to kind of keep the bobber just in the middle, and you'll eventually pull up a fish like I did here. So now there's nothing else to do other than continuing to fish until we are able to access higher tier fishing gear, and then everything changes. So let's see how fast we can do that. Alright, we are about to level up our fishing. It has barely even been 10 minutes. Even if we look at our pork pie, yeah, it's about 10 minutes. Oh, and we just, yep, there we go. We leveled up. Ta-da! So let's go back to the Royal City. Let's process these fish so that we can sell them for a decent amount of silver and use the silver that we have to buy the next tier of gear. So you're going to want to go to the Royal City, pull up the Royal City map, and find the building called the Butcher. There's no other details you need to know about it. We're right next to some right here. It's this little building. It has this little stump with blood on it and the meat cleaver, all the meat or whatever. She kills critters and chops them up into nice little meat. So you're just going to take your fish and you're just going to craft all of them into this chopped fish stuff. If you look at the estimated market value in the bottom right hand corner, you can see that the value goes up because the chopped fish is worth more than the actual fish itself. It costs you nothing to do this other than just a little bit of time, and it will increase the amount of silver that you get. If you want to ensure that every single time that you turn the fish into chopped fish is profitable, you can calculate it yourself, which I will get into in future videos for sure. But a good rule of thumb is if it's a T6 fish or less, you should just chop that into chopped fish to make more money. And now we're just gonna sell this. Don't put any more thought into this. This is a fishing video. We're not dealing with how to flip the markets. That is for nerds, and we're not nerds, we're fishermen. Anyways, you can also sell your tier 3 fishing rod at this point. Just remove the other gear that you might have on also at this point, because you are going to be replacing it with new fishing gear, because this is the point where you can go to the fishing gear, bring out the tier 4 stuff, and just grab some fisherman's work boots and a fisher cap and fisherman's garb. You can just equip those right now. What these do is when these are equipped, they will increase your fishing yield, which means you can get more fish per pull, and that means more money. As for fishing rods, make sure that the quality is of the excellent quality. I'm just gonna buy a regular one right now. I could probably examine it and just bring it, but we're just gonna pull it up just to compare the two. There is one stat that you care about on the fishing rod, which is your fishing speed. You can see right here that the fishing speed on the normal fishing rod is pretty low compared to the excellent fishing rod. This matters because fishing speed affects how long the mini game will last. So the fishing mini game will just get shorter and shorter the higher fishing speed is, and the price difference between an excellent and a normal fishing rod honestly isn't big enough to care about. Just get the excellent one. I promise you it will make you tons of silver over the course of your time of fishing. It is a worthwhile investment to get the excellent fishing rod. Okay, so we have moved on from tier 3 fishing. We are now officially in the tier 4 fishing phase, or really in the fishing mid-game. The content of fishing doesn't really change until we get into the fishing end game. So now there's different kinds of zones that we should be paying attention to, and different kinds of zones that we should be fishing in, and different kinds of equipment that we should be fishing with. In addition to the other gear that has been mentioned, you should be having a decent bag attached to you alongside this fisherman's backpack, which reduces how much weight fish occupy. So you can just carry more fish when you have that equipped. You should also be using fisherman's bait. What fishing bait does is when you use it from your inventory, it will give you a new buff, and that buff will make it so that fish bite faster. So the bobber, once it's in the water, will go underwater faster when you have this fishing bait equipped. And it will do that for 10 casts. So you should grab a few bits of fishing bait. You don't really need more than 20 for this next expedition. So make sure that you're going out with that. Make sure that you're also going out with those pork pies that I mentioned earlier. Now is the time where they become relevant. They increase your fishing yield by 15%. So again, more fish. They also increase your carrying weight, so you can carry even more fish. Hopefully that doesn't really become relevant. But also, you should be getting fishing journals and putting those in your inventory. Fishing journals are very, very important. Just like any gathering in this game, in Albion Online, you should be having these journals in your inventory. These journals record the fame that you get while you fish. So once you get a certain amount of fame or experience, These journals will then read that they are full. So make sure that you are getting a fisherman's journal, parentheses, empty. It should not be full, and it shouldn't be a trophy journal. If it says fisherman's trophy journal, don't get it. It needs to be a fisherman's journal. You will take these journals, and once you have fished for long enough, they will become full. And I bought them for 3,000 silver, around that, and I will be able to sell them for over 20,000 silver. It is now time to actually begin fishing, so let's head out. We want to go to the nearest Tier 5 yellow zone. Every single royal city is connected to one of these yellow zones, so let's go straight there because we are going to go hunting for some mists. The will-o'-the-wisps are little shining blue orbs that are just floating around in the world of Albion, and when you disturb them, they'll end up making a portal. So we're going to look for one of those, because that portal is going to lead to a zone that's going to have plenty of water for us to fish at. Alright, that did not take too long. We found 2 of them right here. So you just want to get off your mount, chase this little mist around, it's going to panic and flee, and then turn into this nice little portal. So just left click on it, and now we are in the mists. What is great about the mist is that there are a lot fewer players here. So for fishermen, that means that we get a lot more of these pools, which are full of fish. The yellow zones are just heavily contested. You will rarely find a full pool of fish there. So you want to be entering into these mists for that easy access to fish. Now I'm going to fish for 30 minutes, and we'll get back to you once I have finished that. So my pie has run out. Let's get right back to Fort Sterling, chop all of the fish that I've gotten, and let's see what our profits are at. We did do pretty good. We filled 2 fishing journals, and I'm just going to quick sell these to the market. I'm not going to deal with any kind of marketeering or anything, just going to sell it, and we come out to a profit of over 300,000 silver in 30 minutes, which means that we are fishing at a rate of around 600,000 silver per hour, which is very good. So over this premium period, if I just fish for 1 hour every single one of these 3 days that I have premium, I will make close to 2 million silver with no luck, no experience in fishing, nothing that's making me fish faster or better. I literally have the worst equipment in the game. It only goes up from here, the profits for Yellow Zone mist fishing. You can keep on doing this forever, just keep getting money, keep upgrading the tier of your gear, and keep on fishing. There is one concern with fishing, however. I did all this on the computer for those 30 minutes. Guess what ends up happening? Your hands start to cramp. So please take care of yourselves. Please exercise and stretch your hands or something. Don't get carpal tunnel. Or do what I do and don't use your computer. Usually I will actually be fishing on my phone, especially in safe zones, just because it's easier. It's way better on your hands to just fish on your phone. If you can fish on your phone or your tablet or something, I really recommend it. It's way easier. And now I wish you the best of luck out in Albion. Go out and make money fishing.